Begin.
We're sorry. 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 We're sorry.
Estoy presente ahora. Me amo. Estoy libre de mi ira. Estoy libre de mi tristeza. El amor es mi experiencia.
We're sorry. 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 We're sorry.
Estoy presente ahora. Me amo. Estoy libre de mi ira. Estoy libre de mi tristeza. El amor es mi experiencia.
Game over.
Yo, everybody! Woo! How's everybody doing? Jesus, it's been a long time. My God.
Been good. Too long.
It has been a long time, unfortunately.
I grew my hair out, I shaved it, grew it out again, and shaved it again. That's how long it's been.
Me too. So therefore, I put hot so you don't see disaster. This is how it goes. Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to, I'm guessing, the first stream of a podcast. I don't think we've ever streamed a podcast
First
before.
live podcast.
Yeah, it's been a fucking while, yeah, for sure. So you can check it out, by the way, Afonso, because I don't have Twitch on me. I can't really see if it's working or not.
It is. It's working beautifully.
Yeah.
It's working well.
Great. Well, there we go. Then welcome to a stream with me and Papu. Jack and Papu talk shit and don't play games. That is us.
This time we don't. This time we talk games and play shit. No. I
Neither.
don't think.
No, that
we just
doesn't work.
talk shit and talk games. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
sounds good to me.
It's more
Sounds
accurate.
accurate. Sounds accurate.
So, what is the topic of the day?
So the topic of the day today is upcoming games and games we're interested in playing. Hey, primo! Fabs, what's up? How you doing, my dudes? Long time no talk. Thank you for joining us today in our little conversation. So yeah, we're doing good, man. We're chilling like villains. It's been busy weeks for both me and Papu, I think. So we've kind of been a bit AWOL for a while, even though we've streamed a couple of times, like occasionally here and there. but it's been a few weeks. It's been a while.
Since you put it
I
out.
have not checked. I have seen that something has been written on Discord. I will check it after I do this. I'm assuming it's something for D&D. I will check it and get back to you, bro. Anyway, so the topic today is upcoming games. Games we want to play, games that are coming out, things that are interesting for us
In May.
specifically. In May. Do we not want to go a little bit forward from May? I love Bob's is already going Ratchet and Clank. I don't think Ratchet and Clank is coming out in May, is
Talk
it?
about it. We can talk about it later.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to be the first big game for the PS5, I think.
Yeah. That's why
Wise.
I think a lot of people want it. Like even Fabs is saying, he wants the main reason he wants the PS5 is for Ratchet
It's
and
for
Clank.
that.
I understand.
Okay, actually, another topic which is about today's topic, but let's put it before the games because to play games you need a console. Sony has come out with a statement saying that they don't have consoles available probably until 2022.
Shut the front door. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. So, I mean, you might find some here and there in retail, but they can't meet the demand until then.
Oh, you
And as
mean
far as
like
we know,
you mean like production wise?
they're not available. Just, you can't buy them. You can buy them if there's a shop that already bought them before, right? But right
Right.
now, you can't buy one off of Sony. I think it's interesting to note that it's about I think 4 or 5% of the people who had a PS4 upgraded to the PS5. I don't know how many units they sold yet, but it was a lot of millions. They're very happy with the overwhelming demand, but of course the demand is overwhelmingly pissed that they can't be met. So there's all these games coming out that people can't play. So there's a different situation now. When the console generation came out, there's all these games. You have a console, but no games to play. 7 months later, 8 months later, August, September, we already got a few games that we can play.
Not
Big
many,
titles,
but
4 or 5 AAA titles, plus whatever backlog you have on your PS4.
sure.
So I think it's kind of a pity because there's all these games that people could play if they wanted to, but not really. So what do? You're gonna buy the PS4 version, which is kind of a downgrade, knowing that maybe a year from now you are able to get a PS5, or how does that work? Personally, I'm not too worried. I know that you personally are not either because you have a nice PC going for you and a Switch, so you're pretty much covered.
I'm covered.
But for PS5 exclusives, for people for whom it is important, like our friend here, yeah, you gotta wait, buddy.
Yeah. He was saying, I don't know if you're reading the comments, he was saying that he thinks the CPUs are in short supply because they're new tech, and that's part of the reason, I'm guessing.
Might be,
But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, look,
It's a shame though.
don't get me wrong, I would love to get a new gen console, but at this point in time and as per every other generation that comes out every time it comes out, I don't really see an interest in purchasing a new gen console until games are actually coming out. Because in the beginning, there's never really that much coming out. And if you have a PC on top of that, you don't really need, because it's going to most likely come out on PC as well. I'm
Unless
assuming.
there's like a mad launch title, I think, for some people, but otherwise, I don't see the reason why. Like, I understood if people at the time got an N64 to play Mario 64. I think it made a lot of sense. I think it made sense for people who bought a Halo machine, meaning they bought the
Halo
first
machine.
Xbox. 20 years ago now, mate. We're old.
Shut the fuck up,
20
man.
years.
I don't want to hear that shit.
The first Halo came out 20 years ago. Yeah, it's insane. But so that I understand, but in this case, I don't think that neither the PS5 or Series X have shown us any like banger exclusive. And for the PS4, Ratchet and Clank could be it. If we know at least one person who is willing to buy a PS5 just to play that game, and of course a present backlog that you may have,
Of course.
technical difficulties aside, it's worth it. The games are coming out in May now soon. Some of them are coming out for the Series S and X and PS5 too, but there's quite still a few games coming out for the, I was gonna say past gen consoles, but given that there's no PS5s and
I mean,
Xbox out
right
there for
now,
sale.
I would say it's still the current
It's still
gen.
next gen.
It's the current gen. You know, it is what it is.
It's not. You can't buy one.
No, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, okay, sure, okay, you can't buy
We're in
one.
a difficult
There's always
situation,
ways.
right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, look, here in Portugal, I don't know about the I don't know about the Sony issues. Fair enough.
Mhm.
But in terms of Microsoft, I mean, you still got fucking Xboxes everywhere for sale.
Okay.
You know, Series X and Series S, especially Series S, there's a lot of them available. That you can find pretty
Oh.
easily.
Here, in Thailand, you can find them. The Series X is relatively expensive. It comes to up to 600 euros. I made the math. I did the math.
Jesus.
And the Series S comes at about 390, 400 euros. Yeah.
That's 100
Pretty
euros
expensive.
more than in Europe.
Yeah, it's
That's
more
insane.
expensive here than it is on, because you have to buy it from a retailer.
Of course.
And it's, about 25% to a third more expensive than buying it, at the regular price. So yeah.
Sure.
We digress. Games coming out in May. I want to talk a little bit about Resident Evil. It came out
You want to
already.
talk about the
The plot is
village?
over.
You want to
The
talk about the
village.
village?
Resident
Okay.
Evil
Hey, the
Village.
village. Woo!
Um,
Let's go to the house of Dimitrescu and shit. Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Go on, go on.
I think it looks really cool. Apparently, I haven't played it, but it looks like it's nice. I'm not gonna buy it yet because I'm not in a big rush. Honestly, I want to play I want to replay Resident Evil 4 and finish it more than I want to play Resident Evil 8. But Resident Evil 8 did give me those vibes, and it does look it's going like a successful first person for Resident Evil, and I'm really happy in a way. Again, we're old. 25 years ago, I think, or 27, the first Resident Evil got released. These guys keep innovating,
96,
not always in
97,
a
I want to
direction where
say.
people want. Yeah, I think 96, 97, right? Something
I
like
think
that.
so.
They keep innovating and they keep doing new things with their franchise, and I think that's awesome. Oddly enough, Resident Evil 6 was a bit a digression, but it sold very well, so good for them. Resident Evil 7 was, great
Resident Evil
from what I
7
saw. It's
was the
great
big
that they,
turnaround, man. Honestly, for
yeah.
them, it was the big turnaround.
And the cool thing was that they were trying something new. First person horror, not hordes of zombies coming at you, but trying to get you
Yeah,
that feel, get you scared
I
and stuff.
literally got through the prologue and I was like, nope, not playing this. Fuck that.
Not playing this asterisk by myself.
By myself, not playing this because I was trying to do it for Halloween. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stream this game midnight, super chill. I got nothing on me.
30. I can handle this
Bro,
bullshit.
fucking headphones
I'm not
on
a
and
boy.
shit, playing that stuff. Bitch cuts off my hand. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm out. I'm not fucking out of this. Like, there's no fucking way. Like, fuck that. By the way,
Yeah.
Isaac Shy, Isaac Shell. So Isaac, it's not Campo Viejo, my dude, but it's better wine than Campo Viejo. Not everybody can, not all, just El Metro's finest. I love it. Unfortunately, here we get better wine than at the El Metro. But yeah, and Fabs is saying there's already porn mods of Village. Of course there is, bro. Have you gone on
I
Reddit?
think
Go
the
to
mods
rule.
came out.
Dude, just go to rule. Wait, you mean porn mods for the game itself, like playing it on the computer? Is that what you mean? Like,
It probably came out before the game came out.
yeah, I was gonna
I'm
say,
guessing.
if you go on Rule 34 on Reddit, that shit is filled to the brim with fucking Village fucking porn shit. Like, fuck that. But that's fair. I'm not surprised. Everybody likes the tall lady. And I'm like, sure, cool. It's all good. I understand.
Yeah. I'm happy it came out. I'm not playing it yet, but I'm happy it exists. It's still Resident Evil is still going strong and at the forefront of, innovation in horror survival video games. It's still there. There's no other franchise that's been around for that long, and that's pretty cool. But yeah, it already came out. Games that are going to come out. We have obviously the Mass Effect trilogy, although that's not a new game, it's a remaster.
It's a remaster, bro.
I'm very much looking forward to playing that, replaying that, but that's 120 hours of commitment and space odyssey
For
to
you, it's 10
get into.
years of commitment.
Fuck off. It's different because Mass Effect, I really played for the story, and it really kept me glued to it. I only played through it once. I haven't replayed it since because it was so mwah that I didn't want seconds. I didn't want to ruin the first experience and the memory I had of it. Um, Definitely like one of my favorite sci-fi franchises of all time, regardless of TV, movies, and games, and for sure my favorite sci-fi game of all time. I think. I don't say game; it's a
Halo?
trilogy, but it's a story. I like Mass Effect more than Halo.
Fair play. Fair
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
I thought your go-to would have been Halo, but fair enough.
It is my go-to to like I can play Halo anytime. If you tell me replay the first Halo, yeah, sure, second one, third, let's go. No problem. I can jump in and out. I don't think I'd be able to jump in and out of Mass Effect. And if I was, maybe it will lose its magic, you know?
Okay. I can dig it. I
In a
can dig
way.
that. That's fair enough. So,
But after Mass Effect, another really cool game coming out that we are curious about.
mm,
I've been curious about this game for a
mm-hmm.
long time since
Mm-hmm.
it got announced, and that's Biomutant.
Yes, Queen! Sing it! That's what we want! Fucking Biomutant. How many years have we been waiting for this? Please! Bring it on!
Since we got the first pictures, 4 years now, since we had some leaks going on,
My god.
and it got delayed, but it's a good thing. It looks pretty good. Biomutant is an open world adventure game. It's like a mix of Breath of the Wild, Borderlands, and Conquer, right?
That's a
Something
pretty
like that,
that's a pretty good description. Okay, I can dig that.
right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of exploring going about, very colorful, very lush. I don't know about the story, if it's good or not. I know you're supposed to go in different areas.
Yeah.
It is an actual role-playing game with
Mm-hmm.
looting and crafting mechanics too, and highly customizable. At first, I thought it was going to be you play as this one character and you can do all these things, but
Yeah.
it turns out that you can play different classes from the beginning
I mean,
that you can choose from.
I'll be honest with you. You know me. For me, the less selection, the best. For me, I prefer
Hmm.
having less to work with than
Yeah.
more. But it just honestly like I was more interested in the game before I actually saw the gameplay of the game. I'm still very
Me
interested.
too.
I'm
Me
still
too.
very interested in the game. I just feel like after I saw more of the released gameplay and more of what's gonna happen and how the story is gonna develop, the whole thing about the aura being negative and positive, the different clans,
Hmm.
etc. It seems still very appealing, but the gameplay mechanics they don't seem like anything particularly interesting and new for me personally. I'm
Yeah.
looking at it and I'm like, I see how this is gonna play. I'm still interested story wise and aesthetic wise, especially. I'm very interested.
Aesthetically, very much.
Um, but I feel like it might be one of those games where I get massively into for 10 hours and then after that so it starts sliding down. I don't know. But
Hmm.
it is the game that I feel most people, including us, are, you know, um basically waiting for in May. That's really the
Yeah.
one game that everybody is waiting for now. Where's Beyond Good and Evil 2? Bro, I don't fucking know. It ain't
Yeah,
coming out.
man.
It ain't coming out. Fuck that shit.
We're gonna have to wait. I don't mind waiting 3 years for Beyond Good and Evil 2. No problem. I still gotta replay through the first one.
Yeah,
So
you wanted to do a stream of Beyond Good and Evil, didn't you?
yeah, we will do one. Yeah,
Nice,
absolutely.
nice.
Yeah. With Biomutant, I was really hoping. So the thing that drew me in was obviously, the character
Mm, yeah,
that they have on the cover, right? I thought that was gonna be the guy you play with. I thought that was gonna be your Link, your Conquer, your whatever you want to call it.
yeah.
Turns out no. Turns out there's a bunch of classes you can choose from, and I saw the gameplay. So it wasn't that I didn't lose curiosity about the game. It's just that my expectations changed.
Yeah, it shifted.
Because what I expected of it, yeah, it really shifted, right? I wasn't too happy about the ultra customization. I wasn't too happy about the looting aspect of it. I wasn't too happy about that you have to pick a class from the beginning. I
Yeah,
thought you get your set
same.
character, and then maybe like Ori, you start unlocking a bunch of skills as you progress through the game.
Absolutely.
Or there's a tree skill that isn't too intimidating. Something like Sekiro, for example, right? We have a tree skill, a
Who
skill tree.
even who
Sorry.
even uses a skill tree in Sekiro? You don't need that shit, bro. All you need is your fucking
Yeah,
parrying.
but you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it comes very organically every attack that
Yeah,
you
it
unlock.
does.
They
Yeah,
don't throw you a
absolutely.
bunch of stuff at your face, right?
No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
And
That's true.
I think it depends on how they pace it. How fast are we leveling up? How fast are we acquiring new skills? I really hope that the campaign of the game can be finished pretty soon so that we have enough curiosity to try playing with a different class and play the game
Mm,
maybe 1, 2, or 3 times, as long as it keeps you hooked. It's been a while since I've bought a new action platformer open world game like that. I don't think I've. This game's
Odyssey.
pretty unique in that way. Huh?
Odyssey. I mean, I know it's
Yeah,
not the same,
Enslaved,
but
but Enslaved is very linear, right? And you
yeah.
don't. Can you unlock skills? Maybe if I remember correctly. Enslaved was such a beautiful game. I only played through it once, and it was enough.
Yeah,
If anyone's, yeah,
I
whoever's
will tell
listening right
you,
now, go play Enslaved.
you don't want to
Odyssey to the
replay
West.
it. You don't want to replay it. Replaying it is a bad
Yeah,
idea. I
yeah, I
replayed
think
it.
not.
I replayed it and I was like, I still love Monkey and I still love the characters and the fluidity, but
It's
it's
the
very
story
weak.
that makes.
It's
Yeah.
very weak. Like it's a
Yeah.
great game to have played, but I wouldn't pick it up again.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
but yeah.
But it's great to play it once,
Oh,
right? Like pick
absolutely.
it up and do the story
Definitely.
once. Yeah. I like that Biomutant gives you at least. It seems like there's a lot of freedom and variety in the environments.
Mm.
Apparently, the open world itself is not too big; it's rather small compared to what we are used to. But there's a bit of verticality and quite a bit of platforming to be done in the game. I just hope that it's not too focused on combat, or if it is, that it's going to give us a lot of creativity in what to do, but not too much choice or too much option so that you are lost in it.
Right.
Here's my worst nightmare, and that's going to follow up to maybe another episode we might do later. I don't want Biomutant to, be like Monster Hunter,
I knew that was
where like,
coming. I knew
oh,
that was coming.
here's like go around in the world, do this. Here's 20 different weapons you can choose from in the beginning with under 5 different classes. So that's like roughly 100 different choices you have to make off the top of your head from the beginning, and then even more you can diversify to however you want. That would be too much. That's not.
Yeah, well,
Give me
Monster
a
Hunter,
character,
bro.
beautiful world,
Monster
go.
Hunter are the leaders in bullshit, too much shit to do. You know that. We all know that. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Let's not dwell too much into that. But yeah,
for another pod, but
yeah.
I think Biomutant is still going to be good. I was a bit, I'm not going to say let down. I like the Portuguese expression desiludido. I was disillusioned with
Disillusioned, very much.
the gameplay footage because it's not how I imagined it. However, I watched it once, I watched it twice, and then after I watched it, I kept thinking about it. So I thought to myself, okay, if I keep thinking about it, it keeps me hooked.
Mm.
I want to play this game. I am curious. I will take the risk and buy it day one. If it sucks, I'll ask for a refund, or if it doesn't run,
Yeah, I mean, you can literally play 1 hour and ask for a refund if that's the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel you.
Well, I can't wait for the colors and the. I hope that the characters are funny. That would be really cool to see
Yeah.
if there's humor to it.
I'm waiting. That's
And
the Conker's Bad Fur Day side of it. I'm
yeah,
expecting. I'm expecting a lot of, well, not a lot, but some sort of like
a little bit
lighthearted comedy, at least something that comic relief.
lighthearted comedy or dark comedy
Yeah,
for adults. It doesn't have to be too much in
yeah,
your face,
yeah. Not like Jar
but
Jar Binks, but yes,
mm,
absolutely. Fuck that.
Yeah, not Stranger Things. Um, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. I'm
Same.
curious. Most of all, I am curious. They're not giving us too much footage or content about the
Which is
game.
good. It's
I'm
fine. Like it's fine.
yeah,
Like we don't need more. I mean, just the fact that we actually have a date now. It's like, okay, well, at least now we have a date. Now we can actually, be like, okay, 25th of May, game's coming out, fucking purchasing it, or, fucking footage is coming out, so we'll be able to see it.
yeah.
You know, so that's
When
good.
was the last time I bought a game full price? Doom Eternal was the last time I bought a game full price. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. I
How about you?
Well, Monster Hunter Rise, I guess. But I mean, I didn't pay it full price because I had shit tons of gold points on my Switch thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought it for full price. But
But it wasn't on their discounts. It
it
was a
wasn't on their
discount you
discount.
did yourself.
It was discounted for me because I had points to like discount it with, but
Mm.
otherwise I wouldn't have purchased it for 50 euros. It's fucking insane. Um, but
Do you
yeah,
think Biomutant will be able to compete with Zelda, with Breath of the Wild?
dude, look, Afonso, don't. Nothing can compete. Nothing can compete
I'm
with
sure
Breath
there's
of the
people
Wild.
listening going, "How can you say that shit? It's like comparing McDonald's to Michelin star restaurants." Like no, but we don't know how Biomutant's gonna be, right?
No,
And
but
Zelda is usually minus one or two titles.
look,
It's 5-star quality.
Zelda is a staple. It's an adored staple of many generations, and Breath of the Wild outdid themselves in so many fucking ways. And if you want to compare, I don't even know any game that I can compare to Breath of the Wild. I know many games I can compare it to it gameplay wise,
Hmm.
but even within the Zelda universe, like it's so unique and it brought so much out as well. So, Biomutant, I hope very much that it can give a similar vibe, but in no way it will come close to Breath of the Wild. It's impossible. I'm sorry, man. That's just no. Then again, I'm a very big Zelda fan, so
Yeah.
obviously,
So one of the reasons also why, because Zelda is technically an RPG, I guess.
yeah, it's always
Um,
been an RPG.
yeah. Although it's not too hardcore, it's a light RPG, but it is an
Yeah,
RPG.
it's the RPG I
Um,
grew up with. That's the kind of RPGs I like. They're not too intense. Yeah, but I
yeah.
feel you.
I think Biomutant might be like that though. From what I saw, I don't think it's going to be too intense. Um, it does look. One of the things that put me off immediately when I saw footage, the menus and the colors and stuff.
Same,
It looks
same.
like they reskinned it for the Fortnite audience, and I was like, oh,
Mm,
I'm not sure. I enjoy looking at this.
yeah.
But then after a few minutes, you get used to it because you focus on different things. Like don't judge by the cover too much.
Sure, sure.
As long as it plays well and the community is good. It's a single player game too, should be.
Which is weird. I
And
really thought it was gonna be multiplayer, and then I was like,
no,
oh wait, it's just single player.
I hope there's co-op for it,
Is there?
but I don't think so.
No, there
No.
isn't. But that's the thing. Like, it feels like a game that would have a lot of, the benefits from being a multiplayer game. I mean, I don't know, but I was really surprised. I honestly thought the whole time, even before it was announced with the release date and shit, that they were gonna make it multiplayer. It seemed like a normal thing. But, I don't mind. I prefer single player games to begin with because usually there's more investment within, story, narrative, other things. If you take away multiplayer, usually you will have a more a more substantial kind of like game generally. But not to say that not to shit on multiplayer games, but usually having just a single player experience is better to some degree. So yeah, so that's going to be okay. But I was surprised. I really thought that they would bring some multiplayer component to it, but
I thought there would be at least co-op or something
yeah,
squad-based or something. You know?
I mean,
Um,
even games like Ghost of Tsushima, which is a single player experience, eventually got DLC that you can play online then with other people now. So it's also something that could come up later on eventually if it's well received. So we'll see. We have time to see
I hope
what's
it will
up.
be good. Like if it had a little bit of co-op, but this brings me to another part, which is if you had like multiplayer co-op, that means you can customize your character and stuff. But so you don't like having choice to start off your games in role playing and stuff like that. You don't
No,
like customizing your character from the beginning.
I like being
Um,
given something.
okay.
It's more
But
my
what
thing.
about if you look at it from a different perspective of why don't you just pick a class at random?
That's what I do. That's what
Mm.
I always do. And then the problem is that when you
Doesn't
pick a class at random, eventually it comes back to bite you in the ass because you're like, shit, maybe I should have picked X or X class. Maybe I should have picked this. Maybe I should have done
for
that.
my style.
Yeah, that's the big issue for me. It's like
Mm.
you're giving me so many options. It comes back to the whole statement of the more choices you have, the less freedom you have because you're given so many different varieties of things that at the end of the day, you're conditioned to not actually know exactly what you want. You're conditioned to be like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have gone with that. Maybe I should have gone with this. Maybe I should have gone with that. That's my big issue when you have this much selection in a game. That's why I like being given a one specific character to begin with. Eventually, you can grow him out in trees. That's fine. But if they give me so many classes to begin with, partially why I don't play shooters or other types of games like that, which is like, oh, you got this guy, you got the medic, you got that, you got this, you got this, you got that. I'm like, bro,
I don't like class shooters very much either, actually. I like the ones where you're given a character and you go. And then if you keep upgrading stuff to your suit, character, or whatever, if you can just spend 1 point at a time, with the possibility of reorganizing it if you want to,
mm,
that's fine. There's something that I'm very worried about Biomutant because it's also a looter in a way, because it's highly customizable. You can go around
sure,
crafting, take
sure,
things, blah blah
sure.
blah. I'm worried about one thing. This is THQ Nordic, right? Um,
Generally a good bet.
Actually, two things I'm worried about. One thing that I'm worried about is if they introduce microtransactions after the
Nah.
review period.
It's
They could.
THQ, bro. I mean, come on. They wouldn't do that, would
Dude, they
they?
did the Avengers lately. Look at the mess that
Okay,
that was.
I don't know about
Ah,
that. Okay, fair enough.
yeah, it was horrible.
I'm thinking of older games like
um,
Darksiders and Destroy All Humans and shit like that. I'm not
yeah,
really
but
thinking
it's
so
been
much
that
forward.
was pre-microtransactions era.
Yeah,
You know.
Alan Wake and stuff like that, man. Those
Yeah.
great games. But yeah, fair
So
enough.
I'm worried about that, and in that sense, I am worried that they Assassin's Creed Odyssey it. And by that, I mean that if they give me a mission or an assignment or whatever that says you got to be level 18 to do this, and I'm level 17, and I have to do 3 stupid fucking quests somewhere so that I can get to the level to do the mission, and then if I want to progress in the story, I have to do that every time, again and again and again. No, don't make me grind every time I want to move on with the story. If the story is good, we should be allowed to progress through it naturally. Make it challenging or difficult from time to time, so that maybe perhaps if your skill is not there yet, or it turns out you picked out the wrong class for this particular mission and there's not a big fit, you can
Mm.
go back and grind, but don't make me do that every time there's a new assignment or a new mission or level or whatever. That's the one thing I'm really hoping they don't do. And the more organically you can progress through the story and make the side quests optional yet relevant, um, that makes the game very replayable, in my opinion. If they do that, if there's
True.
like maybe not consequences, but the whole thing with the good and the bad and how it ends up and stuff.
Mm.
I hope they don't make it too long. I hope they make it like 20 hours long, 15 hours long, even.
But you know
To
how
play
it
from beginning
is.
to end with one
Yeah,
character.
but you know
That
how
would
it
be
is
cool.
nowadays, bro. I mean, people aren't happy with just having short games because 20 hours nowadays is considered a short game.
Yeah.
Which for me, it's absolutely not. 20 hours is not a short game, guys. You know, let's take that
Standard,
out.
medium.
Yeah, let's take that out of the way straight up. 20 hours is a lot of hours to play in a game. If you consider old games, like for example, you know, from the third, fourth generation, you got like the NES, the Mega Drive, then you got the PS1, etc. Whatever. Those games were games that you could easily complete in under 5 hours, probably. But they're also games that had so many hardships that it would take you around 20 hours to finish. So they gave you the feel that the games
Yeah.
were really hard and they took really long to do, but they were really short. Nowadays, you get 20-hour games and it's like, it's really short because with 20 hours, you do nothing. You got nothing going on. It's like, I did 20 hours, what I got to show for it? Nothing. Like, bruh. Anyway, getting into a whole different debate over there. But yeah, I see what you mean.
But what are you hoping? What kind of length are you hoping for the game? So
I'm
let's take away, like I'm talking about what kind of length are you hoping for, as in playing until you feel satisfied that you've done what you could do, and that you're maybe bored with it, or you know played with one, two, three different classes, saw this, and that, and now you're done and you're
well,
happy having explored the game. I'm not talking about 100%ing. I'm not talking about completing just the main story one time. I'm talking about the chunk of which that you can play.
it's hard to say. Usually, you know me. I'm that kind of player who, if I don't feel invested 1 hour in, I stop playing. That's the kind of
Yeah,
gamer I am, but that's because I come from a generation of games where 1 hour says a lot. Nowadays, that's
yeah.
not so true. You know, nowadays 1 hour might not be enough to actually suss out a game, but I still maintain my standard of if I'm not, you know, engrossed in it for an hour, it's not enough. But
Or at
I
least just keep you curious
yeah,
for an hour.
enough
Yeah,
enough that I want to like be
okay.
like, you know what, even if I play 1 hour and I'm like it was okay, but then you know maybe 2 hours 3 hours later I go back and I'm like, you know what, I actually want to go back into it. It actually has something that I'm interested in. But I don't know, because I prefer shorter time lapse games. So I do prefer a game that even the main campaign takes between 10 to 20 hours. That's kind of like where I like it to be.
That's
That's
where I'm hoping for too. That it's like 10, 20, 20 hours. But if you want to pick a different class, go again
yeah,
and explore
absolutely.
other things too. And then you turn those 15, 20, 10, 20 hours, 15, 20 hours could be 80.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
let's be honest. For example, Monster Prom, Halloween Monster Prom, what's
Monster
it called again?
Prom,
Monster
some
Prom,
Monster
right?
Prom date or whatever it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, yeah, sure.
That game, we can finish it in an hour. If you want to complete it, it's 125 hours
Absolutely.
because of all the mixes, all the possibilities that you can, do with the characters and stuff. So I'm hoping that Biomutant will offer that in a way.
Mm.
That you can finish the story if you want to in 10, 15, 20 hours, but that it would leave you, you finish the story after 20 hours and you think, I want more. I want to try it with a different character. I
Yeah.
want to try it with, this different path. Instead of going to this part of the map first, I want to go to that part of the map. Because the maps have different area. The
Yeah,
map has
it's
different
different
areas.
biomes and shit.
Every area is like toxic or can damage your character. So you have to pick a character that has a natural resistance to said environment or not,
Mm.
and it's going to change how it plays depending on where you start. And I think that's quite an interesting concept. And if you don't like the area you're playing or the character you have, you can always just go back, make a new character, and go a different way without having to do the same shit you already did without repeating yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of
A bit
course.
like in Breath of the Wild, you can go into whatever direction you want, right?
Breath of
And
the
if it turns
Wild,
out you
yeah.
went the wrong direction,
Yeah.
if you want to, you can start the game again and just go somewhere else
Yeah.
without having to replay what you did
I
before.
mean, Breath of the Wild is one of those games that has that concept of it's a fully open world game. Like when I say fully, it's literally you start the game, you can go for the final boss straight up. It's open.
Yeah.
Like there is no. But yes, yeah, I get what you mean. I get exactly what you're saying. Um.
So
So
in a way, that's an argument for, oh, I didn't like the game. I played an hour. Yeah, but where did you go? what did you
Yeah.
have the right character
Yeah,
for the right
but you
place?
say that, but at the same
You can give it
time,
a second chance and a third chance and a fourth chance to enjoy it.
But at the same time, within that hour, did you like the gameplay mechanics? Did you like how it
Yeah, the
felt to be that
gameplay mechanics
character?
have to be good,
But that's what I mean.
always.
Like 1 hour
Yeah.
is enough to get a gist of how the mechanics work, get a gist of where the story is going to some degree, get a gist of do I like the feel of it? Do I not? For me, that's where the 1 hour threshold stands. It's like,
Mhm.
can I see me playing another hour of this game? That's where I make like that decision. It's the 1 hour mark. That's why, doing Let's
There is that
Tries.
fine line of there's so much you can do or there's too much you can do.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, if
Where's that?
look, if I put on a game and I have to spend 30 minutes because the customization shit takes me at least 30 minutes, I know that I'm not gonna enjoy the game. Personally.
You mean creating your character?
I mean, creating my character plus selecting a million different classes, selecting different things, subclasses, doing this, and that. Usually, I'm not saying all of them, but usually, if that's the case, it's gonna be a game I'm not gonna play, personally.
Biomutant seems like there's a lot you can do, but pretty much straight to the point. Like, did you see the circle thing where you can choose where your character's skill fall in?
Yeah, yeah,
They
sure.
don't ask you to switch to like choose from 15 different things like classic RPGs do. It's like, nah, there's a spectrum. You pick kind of where you are.
Yeah.
More attack, less defense, more agility, more spells, more resistance, and I like that because then it's gonna make it easier. You can spend as much time as you want on that thing, but it's not mandatory.
Sure.
Whilst other RPGs, more classic RPGs, they give you 100 points, spend them however you want. And you're like, oh, but which one, where, what? I don't, you know. And another thing is, I wonder if each area is more difficult than the other. Of course, yeah, it depends on the resistance of your character, blah 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 blah, on the powers they have and what they're good at.
Mm.
But is it going to be accessible? Is this going to enemy is going to be as strong as you are, like depending,
Mm.
like the stronger you get, the stronger the enemies get too. Is it like some areas have more powerful enemies and other areas a bit less? I don't mind that a little bit, but as long as they don't do the thing that Assassin's Creed fucking Odyssey did, where it limits you everywhere, even in the easy areas, you're still limited.
Dude, how many times are we gonna shit
I
on Odyssey in this fucking in our streams, man? It's gonna be
Always.
endless, man.
It's
It's
so
gonna be
beautiful.
endless.
It's such. It could be such a. It could be a masterpiece of a game
I
that isn't
know, I
because of
know,
greed.
I know,
But
bro.
I really hope Biomutant will be accessible,
Hmm.
as in hands-on. The first hour, if it plays like Spyro, I'm not upset. Easy. No, let it be easy in the beginning. Let you get to grips with the thing, and then when you get to level 2, 3, 4, 5 of your character, then things
Sure,
start
sure.
picking up. I
Yeah, I
really
get what you
hope that
mean.
it's in the beginning. All the classic platformers are in general from the beginning, and then of course the levels get a bit more difficult. But I really hope that when you start, you get that Mario 64 feeling, that Ocarina of Time feeling, that you just go and you want to go to the world, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
really
totally.
that's why I want to buy this game. It gave me that feeling
It
looking at
did.
it.
Again, I had more that feeling before more
Me too.
gameplay footage came out, but I'm still interested enough, like that I
Yeah.
want
They didn't
to
give us the
explore it.
gameplay footage of when you start. They give it to us when
True,
you're already a little bit more far in,
true, true,
with
true,
all the things that you can do and different characters can do different things. But I'm still curious and I'm very much looking forward to this.
true.
And for sure, we're gonna have to, I'm gonna stream it, and we have to do
I think we're
another
both
one
gonna
of these.
stream it.
Yeah, we'll have to do
Probably.
another one. We should pick different classes so we can have like different opinions and like go different areas.
It's
And
fine with me, bro. No problem.
yeah,
We
to get
always pick
first
different classes
impressions.
to begin with. We're very different gameplay,
True.
both of us,
True.
so we should be fine.
Yeah.
Fair
But
play.
yeah, games in May. That's the one we're interested in.
Yeah. I mean,
There's
that's
others, but
that's
I'm
the
not
big
too.
name
That's
of
the
the
big one for me.
May
Yeah.
of the May selection,
Yeah.
really. That's what
This
everybody's
ends
waiting
the
for.
drought. This is like a
I
scheduled
mean,
rainy day that's gonna water us,
again,
and then we'll see if it's good or not.
Village came out in the beginning of May. So you also
Mhm.
got Village to, to begin the month with, and you got Biomutant to end it with. You got other games
Yeah.
coming out as well, like even in May, but nothing really as,
There's Rust, but I'm not into that type
Rust,
of games. And
fuck that. No,
so,
Rust, it's nothing new, bruv. Like I'm talking about
um,
new things. Like,
really,
for example, I know after May there's a few Switch titles that are interesting. Also,
Anteater's coming to Switch.
like now in May, Pokemon Snap came out. I mean, I don't know how many people are
Pokemon,
interested in
yeah.
it, but
Sorry.
that's all right, bro. Like I said, I enjoyed the first Pokemon Snap when I played it as a kid. You know, I replayed it the other day. Actually, I actually think you were there when I was
Yeah,
replaying it, and yeah, it's. I mean, I like rail shooters, but Pokemon Snap was like, meh. Meh. I mean, if you're a Pokemon fan, great. Like, it's great. You can take pictures of your fucking Pokemon. It's great.
it's a silly game. It's a silly. It's so silly.
It's like Papu said, like when I was playing it the other day, it was like, it's a mini game. It literally, that's what it is to some
You're
degree.
paying full
It's a mini
price for
game.
a mini game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I think
I don't know the new
Pokemon
one. I didn't
Snap
see
for
much
me.
footage, so I don't know about the new one. I didn't see that much
I
footage of it.
thought Pokemon Snap was like remember the Pokemon Coliseum games for the N64?
Yeah, Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Coliseum. Yeah, sure.
Stadium, there you go, not Coliseum, Stadium. Imagine that before you go on the stadium, they give you a little tour of the Pokemon park, right? And on this little tour, you can go in those little mini trains, that you go sometimes at Disneyland and shit like that.
Yeah.
And in that mini train, you play a mini game where you can take pictures of all the Pokemon in that enclosure.
Sure.
That's what Pokemon Snap should be. Not, I mean, genius from Nintendo to capitalize on people's like a Pokemon, yeah,
Bro,
great.
Again, but when I was a kid,
what it is time for me.
that game was great when I was a kid. I loved it. But I love rail
When I was a
shooters to
kid,
begin with.
I also thought it was dumb.
Yeah, there you go. I did it. I loved it as a kid, but I love rail shooters. So I don't have much issues with rail shooters. You can keep putting your tongue out as much as you want, but you love Time Crisis, which is a rail shooter. So I don't give a shit about whatever you say.
Heart when you said that. You broke my heart. The exception to the rule. So there is a rule. Rail shooters suck. Exception, Time Crisis and House of the Dead and all that stuff. You have no control over the position. I mean, you
Point
can duck,
blank.
right? That's all you can do pretty much.
It's a
Duck and
rail shooter,
reload.
bro. It's a rail shooter.
Rail shooter. You're right. Boom.
Yeah.
I think we're good here, right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna leave it here for now. Yeah, sounds good.
Let's leave it here for now. Guys, come chat with us on YouTube. We should get an Instagram or Twitter page at some point. We'll see. When we reach 100 followers on Twitch or YouTube, we'll get a Twitter or an Instagram.
Oh
There we
yeah,
go.
that would be great. Yeah, definitely. Please,
We
please,
reach
please.
triple digits. Why not?
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. To whoever's watched, thank you, Papu, for being here today. And yeah, guys, follow us on Twitch. Follow the Jack Reinhardt. Follow Papu91. Follow us both on YouTube at Jack and Papu Talk Shit and Play Games. Just find us there. Find all the shit that's not on Twitch anymore. Should be there. Unless we forgot to upload anything, which is very probable for my case. Fuck that shit. But thank you so much, and I'll catch you very soon.
Bye-bye.
Misa, sorry, we go. I'll see ya.
Good.
Why don't we begin?
We're sorry. We're sorry.
libre de mi ira. Estoy libre de mi tristedad. El amor es mi experiencia.